In this video, I'll present the concepts associated with fluids from Walker chapter 15. So first, what is a fluid? A fluid is a gas or a liquid. Basically, it's anything that if you put it into a container, it will then take the shape of that container. So the room that I'm in is completely filled with air. The air fills all the parts of it. If you pour water into a container, the water fills out the container. If you put a solid into a container, it doesn't change shape to fill it. So that's our definition for a fluid. So what we'll be talking about here are gases and liquids. Density. Density is mass per volume. So our unit for mass is kilograms. Volume is length, width, and depth. So meters times meters times meters, meters cubed. Absolute pressure is a true or total pressure. It's always a positive number, the absolute pressure. The room that I'm in right now, the total pressure, the absolute pressure in this room is atmospheric pressure. If you went out into space where there is no air, there's no fluid around you, the pressure there would be zero. So you could never go to a place where the pressure is actually negative, because pressure goes to zero when there's no fluid actually at all pushing against you. You can't have negative fluid that would be somehow pulling you in with pressure. Gauge pressure is different. Gauge pressure is the difference between the absolute pressure and the atmospheric pressure. So if you're pumping up your tires in a car or in a bike, if your tire gauge says there is zero pressure in your tire, that doesn't mean that there is absolutely no air in your tire. It just means that the air in your tire is the same pressure as the air outside the tire. So a gauge pressure compares the inside to the outside. It can be positive or negative. If you're pumping air into a tire, you're adding air into it, giving it a positive gauge pressure. But in some situations, there can be a negative gauge pressure. For example, if you pull the air out of something, creating a vacuum inside something, then inside that vacuum, the air is trying to go into it. There's actually negative pressure inside. Okay? So gauge pressure can be positive or negative, absolute, always positive. Then we'll have buoyant force. Usually this is something that we're dealing with if something's in a liquid. There is actually buoyant force from the air as well, but most of the examples we'll do will be related to a liquid. So buoyant force is the upward force on something in a fluid. If you throw something into the water and it floats, the buoyant force is what's holding it up. Then transfer of pressure. If you apply a pressure to something, that pressure distributes itself throughout the whole fluid. If you have a balloon and you press down on the balloon, it just doesn't increase the pressure where your hands are, it increases the pressure all the way around. If you pump up a tire, it doesn't just add pressure there where you put the pump, it adds pressure equally through the whole tire. So that's what transfer of pressure is about.